What's up, guys? Here we are again. So tonight's we're going into the weekend, Saturday night here. I'm recording this, and I was thinking about a few of the times where I've been out Saturdays. I remember going out with my friends Saturday night. We're going out downtown, and there's been a few experiences where you go out, you get shut out by multiple girls because you're talking to girls, and it's bound to happen. But that's what comes when you meet random people. Some people are gonna give you a hard time. Some people are gonna be open to you. Some people are gonna be closed off, and so you sort of learn to deal with those rejections. But what I've noticed is when I went out downtown a few times, and I just kept going even past the rejections, because it's hard, man. It's hard to get rejected and feel like, fuck, man, they don't like me. This group of girls doesn't like me. Maybe it's a group of guys. Your friends are giving you shit, but it's like you keep going, you keep talking. Eventually, you have this great night out, and it's such a good feeling when you can get to that place where, like, fuck it. It's like you ever hear, I just want to give less fucks. You sort of get that way once you overcome the resistance, and because this resistance lives inside of your head. And so I just want you to take a moment to think about possibly the best night of your life. It doesn't even have to be out. Maybe just the best experience. At best, maybe it was an hour or two where you just submerged in complete flow. And the words that were coming out of your mouth, everything made sense. Everything was just beautiful. Everything, the lights were bright. You were having a great night. And you just felt like, man, I want to feel like this all the time. And so I love that feeling. I really do. But there's also days where I feel a lot of apathy. I feel a tiredness of life, right? The routine gets old, things get stale. You go to work, the alarm rings, you got to get up, you got to go to school. Another day, paycheck to paycheck. And so you wake up with not the same vigor that you had. I've often thought about when I go to bed at night, like I could be on a high, and then I wake up in the morning and I'm a new man. It feels like I'm a new person. I'm sluggish. I can hardly get out of bed. And why is that? So over the years, I've been trying to come up with a philosophy that is to feel good more times than I'm not, because that's the best place to be. The flow is the peak. It's the zenith, I think, to live in that state. And so as I've been diving into this, learning more, I've come across the realization that maybe I don't know how to fully relax. Because what ends up happening, the flow is there, like we've talked about. The flow, the stream of consciousness is there. You just jump in. Bruce Lee said, "Be like water, my friend, like water." And he meant water. He said water because water doesn't resist anything. It just flows around it. If there's a rock in the stream, it doesn't stop it from moving. It just flows around it. But see, life has a way of putting a wall in front of you that you can't easily flow around. And so it's not just, maybe it's little bricks of stress. It's like the bills, the car payment, the electric, the girlfriend, your dog's sick, someone just fucking T-boned you. How do you get out? How do you have a great day, right? Why? It's so easy to be apathetic and get depressed, man. I literally have lived in that state for multiple years where I didn't know what to do. I felt hopeless and my body felt like shit. And so over time, I realized I really don't know how to be like water. All I know how to be is like a rigid oak tree, a steel pipe. I can't bend, and I think that a lot of us don't really know how to relax. See, what happens is this pent-up stress builds up without you really becoming conscious of it. So then you go through life and you're always stiff, and you're wondering, why can't I enjoy myself when I'm out? Why can't I be myself? Why can't I be free? Why can't I just start talking and talk about anything? Why can't I go and talk to random girls and like be okay if they like me or not? Why can I not give less fucks? Right? So, well, it's there. You can be like that if you knew how to relax. And so what I'm doing now is introducing a series. It's going to be the Levels of Energy series. And I've been reading this book by Frederick Douglass, and it's called Levels of Energy. And he lays out a system, and I'm going to try to lay out that system in a very digestible way for you guys. We're going to start from 0 to 100. It goes to 0 to 1,000. Okay? We're going to start 0 to 100. That'll be tomorrow. But right now, I just want you to know is that you can change your energy level. You can become a master of how you feel. Now, some days you're going to be tired, but it's important that when you're tired, you don't fight that you feel the tiredness, that you don't fight it, and you eventually, the brain lets go, and there's a reserve of energy there for you. When you're anxious, let go. It's trying to be something else than what we are that keeps us from actually getting to where we want to be. And so I want to go through a quick little exercise to help you learn how to relax right now, how to de-stress. Because if you can learn to do that, then you can learn to be in flow. You can learn to see the things that are holding you back from being where you want to be and just get to a new state, a new level of energy. The first, and I'll give you a hint at 0 to 100, 0 to 50 really is apathy. It's depression. It is gossip. It is complaining. It's just that dark moodiness that you feel maybe first thing in the morning. Right? You've been questioning, why do I feel like this? Look, you can become aware very quickly and do this with me. So we're going to breathe through our nose. We're going to do this 5 times. So we go. And on the exhale, we're going to sigh it out through our mouth. We're going to go. 4 more times, okay? And let the exhale really just sigh it out. Let it be longer than the inhale. And as you're breathing like this, one more time, bros. I'll talk afterwards. You can feel a weight that leaves you. You can feel the tension maybe in your face and your body. It just leaves you. You see, that tension is there because you're holding on to something. We live and we are affected by everything that is around us. And we're like magnets for this energy. The energy just sucks onto us like a leech. And so there can be toxic leeches in your life. There can be people that you're around and you're around them for a couple of days, and then you become stuck in that state. But I tell you what's really, really cool about this is that the more that you can become aware of your state now, and the more that you can learn to use that exercise I just showed you, you just let go. You let go of the magnetic, you let go of what you were attracting, you just get rid of it, man. You shed the dead skin off of you. And now you're back. We're back in the present, bros. We're back in the present. The very cool thing about this, if you've been listening this whole time, just hear me out here. They say that when you act a certain way, all right, you've been living your life, you act a certain way. If you sort of start being a little more angry, you start treating people like shit for about 3 days, man, let's just say you're unhappy. You start bringing that unhappiness to work. For the next 3 days, try that. If you want to try that, you'll notice that people treat you like shit. Things are harder to do, and life isn't that fun, okay? After 3 days, it starts to affect other areas of your life. Now, after 3 weeks, what happens is the way that you're acting, the states that you're in, become your new reality. They become your new default. So if you've been a 1, if you've been on that apathy level, you're feeling sad, you've been living your whole life like that, and say now you went out one night, you had a great night, but then you wake up the next morning, it's like, fuck, I got to do it over again. Well, you didn't really give it time to make its way and to solidify itself as part of your being, your demeanor. So if you can become aware of the energy levels, and that's why I think this series is so important, if you become aware of the energy levels, then you can be like that more often. And you can use deliberate practice to now transfer your state on a daily basis. Oh, you know what? I'm a 0 to 100. Well, how do I get to a 200? Well, by becoming aware, by becoming like water. by letting go of the things that were in my way. There's a lot of things that we do in our lives that are causing our state to regress back and to become lower, and we're not even aware of them. So we're going to talk about those things. We're going to talk about these hidden toxic leeches in our life, and we're going to just transform ourselves from here, guys. I'm excited. So, I hope you have a beautiful Saturday night. Become aware of the breath. Become aware that you can just let go of things. You don't always have to be hard and stiff. It's important to let go and do that through the breathing exercise we just went over. In. It's like an energy ball. Breathe it in. Realize what you're holding on to. Maybe it was this morning. Maybe someone cut you off, and then let it go. You see how that frees you? It frees you to be into another level of like God. It is like connecting you, man. So I'll leave you guys there. I'll see you soon. Peace.